Welcome. This is a quick demonstration on how you can display Kit components on printed document template. So the printing of order entry transaction to display the Kit item and list all the associated component items beneath it, but on the same row. All right, so essentially you have the Kit item and you would like to show its components just on the same cell or on the same row, instead of showing the components on different rows. All right, so this solution has the following assumptions. So the printing is for an order entry transaction called sales invoice, the custom text area field. So we will be using a custom um, text area fields, and that field will be known as components, and that will be created on item and order entry transaction detail. All right, so the assumption is that the item components or the components field on the item will be filled out manually. And I'll just show you as well what we mean by that. And essentially, we will be using a smart event um, that will execute on add or on create of the sales invoice, that will copy the information from the item to the order entry transaction detail. And the standard print format is set to Kit on the item record. Um, uh, and I'll show you as well what we mean by that. And the sales invoice transaction is not created through the contracts module, just in this demonstration. All right, so custom fields. So we need at least 2 custom fields. So the custom field IDs, it depends on what you would like to give it. In this case, I have components. All right, so you can see the data type is text area, and same field ID that is applied on the item and the order entry transaction detail. In this case, based on the assumption, we have the document type called sales invoice. All right, so we need a smart event. So the smart event that is applied on order entry transaction detail. So that is intended to copy the value from the kit's component field, which is the custom field on the item itself. So that will be available on a kit. And that smart event will copy the information from the custom field of the kit or of the item to the order entry transaction line of the same field. All right, so components in there. And yep, this is the steps essentially to create this smart event. So it's what you can see here. This is applied an order entry transaction detail. In this case, the order entry transaction definition is called sales invoice, and action is API. We want events at add, meaning it will only fire on a create. And we have the condition in here, which is the item type of the item on the line level is equal to kit. Right, and might as well just make it synchronous smart event as unchecked, meaning asynchronous, essentially. So upon posting, and it will just execute, right, after a few seconds or so. So and this is the API body that you can make use of. And yeah, this essentially just would like to, from the components, this is the um, custom field on the order entry transaction detail called components, also being filled out from the value of the same custom field name of the item. And you can just name it as desired, what your smart link ID will be. All right, so So you have the custom fields, you have the smart event to copy the information from the item to the order entry transaction line detail, and we have the printed document template. So with the printed document template, so on the item record itself, so we would like to show the item itself, right? Merge field item ID, but we have a condition as well here. So if merge field component merge format, right, and yeah, so it will essentially get the information from the um, custom field itself, right? Because we would like to show the components. So as you can see here, components get the information in there, right? So if if the value is available there, and might as well just show it on the printed document template. If not, and just leave it blank, right? Okay, and best to get the or download the printed document template from the PowerPoint presentation for you to be able to get the sample of the formula in there. All right, so example with printout, let's have a look at this one here. So I have a kit, and that's what you can see here. You have, this is the custom field code components applied on the item. That's why it's available in there. And yeah, we have, this is a kit. You know, if you have like enable for contracts at the moment, the print format is already at kit, right? So, but we would like to show, essentially you have the kit here, let's say a kit bundle, and you have all these components, right? So what we're saying is that, yep, we have the standard fields for the components, but for us to do that, we would be creating a custom field that you will essentially fill out manually what the components are. So in this case, just plain and simple, segregated by this might be um, like asterisk, series of asterisks there, and you have component one called extension pack, then component two is called platform pack in this case, right? So what will happen is that when you print the item ID, then it will just validate the component. So if it's empty, then so be it. If not, then just show essentially, right, the value here for the components. Make sense? And yeah, so just to reiterate with this one here for contracts, right? So if the kit is enabled for contracts, um, it's automatically the print format is already in kit, but you would like to show that probably we have the kit and the components under it. So might as well just make use of this one here. So again, so we have a custom field on the kit itself, and we will just merge them accordingly. So we item ID, then followed by the component, just based on the formula on the printed document template as what we've shown earlier. All right, so we have the sales invoice in here before post, as what you can see. So this is the other custom field, but this time it's available on the order entry transaction line level or order entry transaction detail. So same idea as well from that item. It doesn't necessarily mean that they have the same ID, but in this case, I just have the same ID applied on the item record and the order entry transaction detail called components, right? So on create or before post, you will see there, this the item ID, but the components at the moment, they're just blank, right? But after post and after some time or when the smart event executed, then you will see in there that the components section on the land level also being filled out through the smart events. So with the components field and the item record manually filled out, then being copied essentially by the smart event from the item record to the order entry transaction definition line or order entry transaction detail. So in this case, you can have this as a merge field now that you can actually show it under the item ID. So let's have a look at this example of the sales invoice PDF. So as what you can see here, you have the kit ID, and just based on the printed document template, I just colored everything in red so for us to be able to see clearly. Just series of asterisks there, and you have the kit in there. So from here, um, you'll be able to see the kit and the components essentially. right? So copied from the custom field of the item record into the order entry transaction detail. So, yep, you'll see the kit and its components under this one here. So this is a workaround essentially to give you or to enable you to see or print the components or the related components of a kit, but not making use of the, because we have standard fields anyways for kits, but those are not available for merge field, right? Because we have to copy. When you print a printed document template, it has to be on the transaction itself. So the best way to do that, and it's cleaner as well, is to create a custom field on the item, which is somehow manually copying the information from the component levels of the kit into that custom field. And you have the smart event that will copy the values from that custom field into the order entry transaction detail. And if the information is already under transaction detail, you can already print it similar to this. All right, so hopefully this quick demonstration helps on how you can show the kit related components related to the kit item using a workaround to copy the information from the item record custom field into the order entry transaction detail. Thank you.